Hey, g'day guys, Quack Attack here, Aussie Bushrangers. Listen, I just want to do a quick building tutorial. There's a lot of people who have been asking what's an easy way to create a effective accommodation building. The problem is that I've found is most people make a little shack, they put the tin roof or something on it, and then when they go to expand they run out of room. Well, this is a simple way that you can build, and you can build completely vertical, and you know, I've found it to be pretty much unlimited as far as the accommodation that you can put into very small space, depending on what building materials you use. So there's a few ways to do it, but this is the way I like to do it. This is Jamaica Plains. I'll show you where it is on the map. Just there on the map, just north of Vault 88, and there's the castle. It's quite a bit south, but really you can replicate this anywhere. It works pretty much anywhere. I've found it to be the most effective method to use a small space for accommodation. Now, as you can see here, there's some mounds on the edge of the area. Unfortunately, we can't clear them, so they're not lighting up. We can't get rid of them. So a mistake that some people make is they start building on this flat surface here, and then they build out, and then they suddenly can't build, or it digs into the dirt and it looks crap. So one way you can do it is you can go into concrete and go concrete floors, and then this big block here, you can raise or drop pretty much as you like, and you can create a heightened surface from that. That's good if you've got undulating plains or a real rocky sort of area. You can just build that straight into the ground there, flat, and then you can just attach other pieces of floor. It doesn't have to be all concrete. You just start with one concrete block, then you can go to wood or metal or whatever you want. Today though, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use wood. I've got crap loads of it at the moment, and steel, so I'm going to use that. Now, couple of key areas with the wood floors. Okay, my favorite two pieces within the wood floors is this one here and this one here, the stairs. Most people typically go straight to this floor here or this one because it uses a little less wood. The problem with this is that you can only use it as a floor, and so therefore that's where people run into problems when they suddenly they put a ceiling on, and then they have to put this again on top of the ceiling, and it becomes out of square and the thing looks like crap. Okay, and then it's harder to put defended positions on it and things like that as well. So the best thing I have found is to use this one. As you can see, it's kind of a double layer, so therefore there's a section that connects onto a wall as a ceiling, okay, but then it has the floor on the top, so you can connect another wall on top of that, okay, and you can also do a couple of other things which I'll show you in a minute. Now, like I said, if we put it straight on here and then try to connect one next to it, we're going to run into trouble. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in this corner over here, okay, and we're just going to go push all the way to the end until we go out, and then all the way to the side and then back, so we know that we're pretty much in that corner, okay, and press X or whatever it is on Xbox. Now what we're going to do is, before we place that second one, press circle and come to the edge here and just make sure it's nicely lined up, because otherwise you're not going to be square and it's going to throw the whole thing out of kilter. So you can see that we're digging into the wall slightly there, so what we'll do is we'll X and we'll just bring it back and we'll just straighten it up a bit there. Go forward, straighten it up, just make sure we're nice and square into that wall. Okay, now if we've done that right, we should be able to prop another one there. Now, as you can see, it's slightly raised off the ground, which is good, because it means the whole thing's going to be flat, it's going to be a little bit raised, and later on we can put little stairs or ladders or whatever, so that the residents can get in there. Alright, so we'll just prop a few more of these on. Okay, so we're digging in a little bit there, but that should be okay. We'll see how this one fits. Alright, Alright, so as you can see there, we weren't as square as I thought to start. So what we'll do is we'll just go circle and we'll store the floor, and again, and again, and again, and then we'll just pick this up, come out a little bit, and just square it up. There we go. Now we'll chuck some more on. If you get this right at first, you know, at least close enough, you're going to thank yourself later. So that will do. It's not quite as square as I'd like, I suppose, but that's alright. Okay, now easiest thing is here, go triangle so you can actually jump up. And now we'll start placing some of these floors. Now at this stage you might think, oh well, this is, you know, pretty obvious. You're not telling us anything we don't know. The trick will come in a minute when I show you what we're going to do with it. Alright, so we'll have a bit of an issue with that one, which is a shame. Alright, so we'll keep going with this. Alright, now let's alright, here we go. We may as well finish it while it's there. Okay, now as you can see we've got a bit of trouble here, so we'll go to the one next to it. Because it's a floor, we should be able to just chuck a few in there. There we go, and that'll square out that floor section. Okay, now if you want to, you can continue with floor sections there. I won't just yet. What I will do though is square that off. And I might as well now put one over there. That's fine. Okay, now there we go, and probably not. Oh yeah, we can. All right, sweet. Okay, so now we've got a nice square little section. What I'll do is I'll chuck. Might not be able to. There we go. Little bits in here. Oh, that's lucky. Obviously, there's something with those pillars that is allowing us to do that. That's not bad. All right. So now what we want to do though is we want to put these stairs in, you see, because then that allows us to get to the other level. So you can put them wherever you want, within reason. Okay, so sometimes I put them right in the middle, sometimes over onto the edge. What you don't want to do is put them near an edge that's open to the rest of the world. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put it over here. Now what you can do is just chuck it on top here, but then that's going to raise the roof and you're going to have a gap all the way around the wall. So what you want to do is the area that you want to put it in, I'm going to put it, say, here, is just take that away, chuck it over there, and then your stairs will fit perfectly in that section there. Okay, and that will do there. Sweet. So now we pick this bit up again and we'll chuck it up here, and as you can see, these floor sections now become little roofs as well, little ceilings as well. Okay, so as far as your walls go, got a few choices here. This is a cheap one. This is a cheap version. Obviously it's got lots of holes in it and stuff. That allows a door. This one down here I think looks better, so I'm going to use that. As you can see, it just clicks straight in. Alright, which is pretty cool, I think. And we'll just click these in. So this first story, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so yeah, you can see how off kilter that was. Alright, that one I don't want there, so I'm going to move it over here. Alright, Now, what I can do there is I could probably chuck a door in, if it'll fit, we'll soon see. No, it won't, that's okay. I'll show you that some other time. So now we'll go back to this floor arrangement here, and as you can see I can just chuck that straight in there, and I can make a series of continued floor and walls, and as you can see you can just keep going up as much as you want. Alright, so now as you can see I've got this edge here, okay, overlooking the outskirts of the little town. So you want this area to be defendable, and there's a few ways that you can do that. So if we go into walls and we go across, and you can see all of these little hut type settings. Okay, so which one? This one here fits really well, just straight along like that. Okay, so there's a couple of ways you can do it, and you can put them all along there like that. Okay, and that gives you a little area where you can see out. Okay, and that's a defendable location. Something you can do is you can okay, we'll just move these over here. Actually, I'll store it. Okay, so what we can do is we can go into floors, get a couple of small platforms. Okay, and then we can go into defense, little guard post, and we can chuck a guard post on there. Alright, you could probably fit two on there actually if you wanted to. Okay, just like that, and just like that. Cool. So now you got cool little guard post area hanging off that edge there. Okay, something you can do on the edge of this one is go back into wood, go back into walls, and you can see next to this structure here you've got this little corner piece. Now that fits nicely there, and so then what you can do is go back into defenses, into turrets, and then you can put whatever you want. I'll just put a heavy turret in. Okay, little heavy turret there. Pull it back slightly. I'll readjust that later, but you get the idea. Come on. It's being a problem child, so I'll just put it there for now. But as you can see, now that turret is overlooking that side thing there. You can allocate members to these areas, and they can see and they can fight from those areas. Then go back into structures, into wood, into walls. We'll put another little wall along here. Okay, that's it. It's a little off the wall. You could put something there, but we won't for now. And then just go back into floors, and then boom, straight away this floor becomes another section of roof. Okay, and you can go along straight away, boom, alright, like that. And so now you can see you've got these two sections, which is a wall, a little defendable area, a turret there nicely placed, and you've also got actual defendable localities. Unfortunately, the residents usually won't come into these zones and actually fight from them. They'll go down the stairs and try and fight on the ground, but I find them handy for me to fight from. But if you put these here, then they will fight from these, and they will guard from there. All right, now it's just a simple case of, all right, removing that one, chucking it up there, going back to here, and then putting up another thing there, little staircase there. Then you can just chuck another row of, and obviously I've left gaps along the way, but I'm just trying to show you. And so essentially now what you've got is this lower zone. You can fill this with beds or whatever you want to fill it with. Okay, we've got a walk out straight into a low defended locality there. Okay, go straight up into this section again. You can fill this with beds, you know, you'd extend that wall out and everything like that. Okay, you've got defense. Okay, and then obviously straight up into another. That one's becoming a problem child. So now you just put the smaller ones. Okay, and we can finish them off later. And then you're straight up onto your next level. Now you can essentially just keep on building this. I haven't had a need yet to go more than 3 stories, but I don't see any reason why you can't just keep on building. Build a massive skyscraper. Basically, you have as much accommodation as you need for a very large population in a very small space. Okay. Obviously here again, you know, you want to create that same layer upon layer effect. Where is it? Just along, it's one of the first ones. Here we go. And again, that just clicks straight on, just like that. Okay, so really, really easy. You can get another corner piece, do another turret. You know, you can set little platforms. If you don't want a one of these little guard posts, okay, then another thing that you can do, especially if you're right on the edge of your boundary, sometimes it can be difficult because you can't build there. Okay, so as an example, what I would do is go floors. I would do, you know, even just one of those into defense, and you know, just bloody chuck a turret there or a missile launcher, whatever you want. Okay, and then suddenly you've got a defended area that hangs out over the edge, and sometimes you can hang them quite far out over the edge, over that green zone. Okay, so obviously it'll take a while for me to finish this, but I'm sure you get the idea. It's really, really handy. Another thing, a lot of the little towns have not much dirt, especially in these built-up areas. So this is what I like to do here. As you can see, this is mostly concrete and stuff. There's a bit of dirt there, you know, to make a bit of a farm, but it's not that great. And really, there's not much else in this town. It's a tiny little town, not much happening at all, and so really I don't want to just use that one little layer as a farm, especially if I need to house all these people. So what I've done is this, created a platform. All right, so underneath here I could put leisure activities, you know, like the weight set or the bloody pommel horse gymnastics thing, whatever. And just with this set of stairs, same set, and using the same type of floor that I did before, I've put this panel here, just put some little planter boxes or whatever they're called on, and you can create a little suspended farm. Really, really easy. Now, if you wanted to create a bigger farm, what you can do is put another set of these stairs here and create layer and layer again, just like I did over there, and just put lights. You just put the fluorescent roof lights. Doesn't take a lot to power them either. They don't use much power at all. Some of them don't need any if you've got a generator near them. So and you can just keep building this up as well. So essentially you've got as much food and as much accommodation as you want to house quite a large population, and then you can just use your other bits of spare dirt for water. So you could drop a few water pumps or whatever down here, yeah, so hopefully that helped you guys. Let us know if you have any other questions, and obviously you can use your imagination with all of this, but that's a really quick and easy way to create a large amount of accommodation in a really small space. Thanks guys, catch you next time.